They have a king over there. They call him a war leader. So very, very serious. Obviously, let me quickly tell you what I think about the Iran situation. I know Ahmadinejad barely won when he got elected 5 years ago. And I know that I've seen a lot of the polls out of Iran that he was going to lose big time. And it does look like that there was some chicanery. But at the same time, the CIA brags they're running a lot of the student groups and trying to destabilize Iran. So a lot of those riots you see were staged. And so facts are facts. Just every side is incredibly corrupt on this. It's not, oh, Ahmadinejad's good and the U.S. is bad, or the U.S. is, bad and Ahmadinejad is good. Just amazing. So North Korean-Cuban Missile Crisis Redux, that's up on Infowars.com. Excellent historical breakdown of this. We haven't had a crisis this big since then, up on Infowars.com. North Korea, in early phase of all-out confrontation with the U.S., North Korea has pledged to begin work weaponizing plutonium to create another nuclear bomb, as it's delivered a furious response to a UN resolution ordering a fresh round of sanctions against the rogue Stalinist state. And I heard on Fox Radio News earlier on the station we come to you out of, News Radio 590 KLBJ is where we syndicate out of here. And I heard Biden on the radio going, oh, yes, China's all behind us. No, I've got from Bloomberg the statement here from China, and they're saying they're against North Korea threatening to nuke, but they also stand behind them if they're attacked. So, ladies and gentlemen, more lies by the media and Biden. China warns against force in carrying out North Korean sanctions. Bloomberg. China warns against force, ladies and gentlemen. U.S. tells North Korea to end provocative actions. What about the West provocative actions? And Hillary Clinton saying you're going to start seizing their ships. Ahmadinejad defends vote as real and free. Again, I don't know what to believe on that. We'll find out in the days to come. And I got a bunch of police state news coming up I'll tell you about later. And also a bunch of Chicago big city corruption machine where Obama's saying the feds are going to seize whole parts of U.S. cities and, quote, bulldoze them. That's AP, Reuters, and London Telegraph. Also, it's coming out that only Democrat-connected car dealerships get to stay opened. The Chrysler and Chevy dealerships are being handed over to select offshore buyers. Just unbelievable corruption. We'll be going through all that. But right now, let's go to your phone calls. Let's talk to Robert in Texas. You're on the air, Robert.
Hi, Jones. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Thanks for holding. You're on the air.
All right. I launched a sneak attack on Glenn Beck's radio show the day after he tried to connect 9/11 Truth with the psycho guy who shot up the Holocaust Museum and racism.
Yeah, well, that guy was also a decorated World War II and Korean War vet. Does that mean all World War II and Korean War veterans go in and shoot groups because he supposedly signed one of hundreds of online petitions to investigate 9/11? I guess all the victims' family members, the majority of them, on record believing 9/11's an inside job. I guess they're going and shooting a security guard. I guess everybody who's above 80 years old. Yeah, no, he said that, well, we don't have any proof and we don't have a source for this, but I'm just going to lie on air, and because I'm Glenn Beck, and I'm going to say that 9/11 truthers think this Von Brunn is a hero.
Well, I confronted him about thermite in the buildings, and his reaction was priceless. He called me a freak, and that's all he said. So I got...
No, peer-reviewed government journals, industry journals are saying thermite was... Government journals admit there were explosives in the buildings. I mean, I guess they've got a problem.
Well, if anybody wants to see it, it's on my YouTube channel, Funkmaster5, Funkmasterfive, and his reaction is priceless. I fooled his call screener, got in there, dropped the bomb, the info bomb, right on his big fat head.
Now, did it get out on air, or were you recording it?
It got on the air, and I also recorded it because I was able to get the audio from his show. So I put the video on my channel.
What's the name of the video? That's the best way to find it.
The name of the video is Funkmaster5 confronts Glenn Beck about thermite at WTC.
Thank you. Yeah, Glenn Beck says all Ron Paul supporters are basically terrorists, but then he says he likes Ron Paul. He says the Army should be used on anyone that criticizes the government. He says there are no FEMA camps and build straw men that I predicted. All of you people that bought into it were fooled. I don't want to spend all day on other talk show hosts, but he really is disingenuous and disgusting. Robert in Colorado. Oh, yeah, the DHS report saying conservatives are terrorists and returning veterans are bad. They deserve it. What, you found the clip? Oh, Joe in Spain. Oh, you want me to skip ahead to Joe in Spain? Then we'll go to Robert and George. Joe in Spain, you're on the air. Go ahead, Joe.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah, Mr. Jones. Hi, my name is Joe. I'm from, I'm half American, half Spanish, and I lived in Spain 20 years ago. I listen to your show almost every day, and I have to tell you, I thank you for everything you do, and I can absolutely tell you that almost everything you say is absolutely true, and I drive these people around. I work for a very serious, high luxury company that drives all the most powerful people in Europe when they come to Spain, and all these people that you talk about, a lot of them I drive around. People from the CFR, Bilderbergs, Rothschilds, you name it, and that's the plan. That's the plan. And
what I mean, do you hear him on the cell phone going, "Yes"? When I was inside Bohemian Grove, hiding in the woods, I would hear the men walk by talking on the forest paths going, Reagan was great. He fooled the people. Yeah, they thought he was conservative. We'll deliver the reactors. And then the next, and I'd only hear like 30 seconds as they walk by me. So I'm hiding in the woods. And I would hear them, just absolutely. Once we get in the system, then they won't be able to resist. Excellent. What about the colonel? Well, I talked to the general. And you would just hear little pieces. But tell me the kind of stuff you hear as you're driving around in the limousines.
Well, the kind of stuff I hear, like very powerful deals, people from, countries that have been absorbed, very high, like government officials that then go into the private industry, and they cut.
Yeah, you'll hear the big banker with the vice president going, I will deliver you the 12 million gamingalas immediately upon your transfer of the property, stuff like that.
Just the other day, for example, I was just with some people from the liquor business, on the global scale, and these people were just talking about, they were cutting up the planet. They were talking about, all
how they were using regulators to shut down their competition?
Well,
because that's all these people talk about. Big, fat, dirty globalist corporations using government to shut down their competition. The carbon tax is their favorite.
I mean, of course, here in Europe we're full of taxes, and we're just waiting for more. And another bad thing that's happening here, like Obama, he's like a demigod here, like just a Spanish president himself, compares himself to him, as opposite as. Yeah,
they're meant to sucker. I want to hear more from you. Stay there. We'll come right back to you after the break, Joe. And then we're going to get to Robert, George, and many others. The toll-free number to join us, 877-590-5525. If you disagree, you're welcome to call. You can also call in Central Texas, 836-0590. We'll be right back. Stay with us.